Center in Minneapolis is under federal investigation. The Xanaanada Child Care Center off of Nicollet and 14th primarily serves Somali families. And our Joe Augustine was there today as federal agents executed a search warrant. He's live outside the center now with the latest. Joe?
Leah, investigators with the FBI and the Minnesota Department of Human Services were inside this child care center for most of the day. We know that they hauled away computers and boxes of files. We also know while they were searching inside, children were also inside. As federal investigators searched the inside of this child care center Wednesday, an investigator with the Department of Human Services chaperoned half a dozen kids outside for a brief recess. Other parents trying to drop their children off for the day were turned away at the door. After the investigators left, that door was slammed on us. Is somebody going to be able to comment? No. As we tried to ask employees what the feds were looking for. And we know this child care center has been cited by the state in the past for violations, including not having enough staff, not having the right kind of staff, and also having children go unsupervised. Also, the Xanaanada Child Care Center up in St. Cloud had its license revoked 2 years ago because a child actually wandered away from the center and the staff did not notice for an hour and a half. So there have been problems in the past with these child care centers. We'll just have to wait and see what happens in the future with this particular one. Reporting live in Minneapolis, I'm Joe Augustine, 5 Eyewitness News.
At daycare with the latest for us tonight. Leah?
Yes, Randy, to give you a better idea of where we're at, we're right at the south side of downtown, right near 14th on Nicollet Avenue. Now, according to some paperwork that we obtained from the Minnesota Department of Human Services, this daycare has a history of violations. They are licensed for 60 children, and some of those children were here today during the raid.
It sends shock waves across the community as we speak right now as to what happened and what's going on.
Parents and their children were turned away from the Xanaanada Child Care Center as the Department of Human Services, BCA, and FBI went in and out much of the day. Meanwhile, other children already inside when the search warrants were served stayed put. We tried to talk to several people, including this man who got out of a van registered to the daycare, but like everyone else, he refused to say a word.
You don't work here and you're not a parent. Can I ask your connection?
There's a total confusion.
Omar Jamal says he spoke with the owner, Fazia Ahmed Alis, who told him DHS descended on the business this morning and started going through files and computers.
What we're thinking probably is an allegation of fraud. We don't think so. This has anything to do with terrorism. This is probably an allegation of fraud.
According to DHS, the licensed daycare has been in operation since 2009. There have been a range of violations over the years, including cleaning and meal preparation to incomplete files and holes in required training for staff. But a parent we spoke to briefly says through a translator she has never had a problem with the 4 children she sends here. Still, while watching a raid unfold, many in the neighborhood who never paid attention before have lots of questions now.
It's not something that is started right now. The community has been collectively suspect of one issue or the other since 9/11, and it is still continuing in that pattern.
Now, we've also learned the Xanaanada Child Care Program is affiliated with another child care program with the same name up in St. Cloud. That location had its license revoked last June. Live in Minneapolis, Leah Bino, Fox 9.
All right, Leah, thank you.